Evening, Minister. Can you give us just a commentary in terms of what the President has addressed today and what were the highlights? What are you taking home today?
It's what I'm taking, not home, but what I'm taking to work on is what we want for us. And I'm pleased to speak to you as an online channel. And this shows the creativity that we have been talking about, the story of Tintswalo, because we want you to have the stations like this, because this is what has prospered in other countries, and we can develop and have other channels, because this is creatives, but also you provide not only news but entertainment, but also an opportunity for employment, and you need to be supported, and we'll subscribe to that. So that's part of what I'm taking home. How do we support you as part of the MDDA work that we do? So it's one of those. But secondly, as we celebrate 30 years of freedom and democracy, how do we carry that message through to young people? How do we reach out not only to the Tintswalo but the child of Tintswalo to understand that this freedom, even with the challenges we have, we come from far, which was worse before. Where we are is much better than where we were yesterday, but tomorrow is definitely going to be much better, but it requires us to work hard. But it's also the story of us being able to articulate that the youth who are not in employment, who are not in education, who are not in training, how do we help them create small businesses that can be supported? And that's why the President mentioned that we're continuing to work on funding small businesses. And you'll remember in 2021, government announced the National Credit Guarantee Scheme, which the banks were supposed to support small businesses and other businesses so that they do not collapse due to COVID-19, or they could bounce back from COVID-19. Of the 200 billion rands that were availed, the banks only used 20 billion rands. So we're going to re-engage on that credit guarantee scheme with the banking sector to say, how do we make sure they can support SMMEs? Because it's only small businesses that can create multiples of jobs faster. In all economies, big business do not create jobs, government does not create jobs, it's small business that must create jobs. That's why on our part from the Presidency, we're driving the reforms, structural reforms that are important for businesses to be able to operate in the country as fast as they can. The visa regime to allow expert skills to come in where there are no expert schemes, and all the other interventions we've made, the interventions of digital migration that made sure that data falls, because small businesses like yours, they rely on data. So during our tenure, we made sure that the data does no longer expire. It can only expire after 6 months. Previously, it used to expire after days and so forth. But now we've made sure the cost of data is cheaper to you, because you no longer lose that data. You can only lose it after 6 months. It's part of that work that we continue to do to make sure that we create an environment for SMMEs to create employment so that we can employ other people. And it won't be government that employs, it will be yourself, because from where we were when we were younger, we said we are not fighting to become generations of job seekers. We're going to school to become generations of job creators, and we are the leaders we've been waiting for. So I'm looking forward to your TV station, your online TV station, employing more young people, because you'll have more subscribers. Thank you.
In terms of funding, what would you say are the challenges that you have made?
The funding challenges has been the banking sector and the financial sector have not come to the party really. Even when government has said we are willing to absorb the shocks, but we have been having side engagements with them, and they are willing to re-engage with us on how they contribute meaningfully to building this country by making sure that they can fund SMMEs, they can fund women who are entrepreneurs and youth who are entrepreneurs. Because the problem is that they see youth and women and black people in general as a risk other than an opportunity, and we want to change that mode, and we are engaging with them on a compact of how they contribute meaningfully to funding SMMEs.
And what would you say to the youth of South Africa who are saying, yes, the government has been promising funding, and we hear that these are the challenges, but so far, in terms of your planning for the coming year, seeing that is also elections, what would you say to them?
Even with the challenges that we've had, there have been businesses that have been funded. I'm wearing Pika designs by Pindu from Polokwane, and she was one of those who were funded by government during a time, or supported by government. She's not the only one. It's a number of them that we supported. We've supported your Posha M's. We've supported companies that have become big brands in this country, because we actively supported them to be there. And we'll continue to support those who emerge, and we'll support your online TV station as well.